That bike with no helmet. That open car window with no seatbelt. That kid gone all day, and nobody once picked up a phone to check. If you did the things on this list today, someone might call the authorities. Back then, it was just Tuesday. In a few minutes, you are going to hear about the drink your mother handed you that a parent today would take straight to the doctor. The 9-year-old who ran a real business, alone, before the sun came up, and the way every kid in America rode down the highway that is now flatly against the law. 50 things fill this video. These are the ones that make people say, "I cannot believe we survived." All of them real. All of them completely normal at the time. If you grew up in the 1950s, you did not just see these things. You did every single one of them, and you turned out fine. Subscribe before we start, and stay to the end, because the last one is the thing everyone in the comments says they missed the most. You left the house after breakfast, and you did not come back until the streetlights came on. That was the entire rule. Be home when the lights come on. In between, your mother had no idea where you were, and she did not worry, because nobody worried. You were somewhere in the neighborhood, on a bike, in a creek, in a tree. Here's the part that sounds impossible now. There was no way to reach you. No phone in your pocket. If your mother needed you home, she stood on the porch and called your name. Or she sent your little brother to find you, and the whole street relayed the message until it reached you. A child today has never once experienced this. Researchers who have mapped it found that the distance a child is allowed to roam from home has shrunk by roughly 90% in a couple of generations. There are famous studies of a single family where the great-grandfather, at 8 years old, roamed 6 miles from his door on his own, and the boy in the present day was driven everywhere and allowed to walk to the end of the street. Same age, same family, 2 completely different childhoods. That is the real shock of this whole list. It is not that the games changed. It is that the leash got shorter and shorter until it all but disappeared and almost nobody chose it or voted for it. It simply happened. It did not get banned. It got worried away, decade by decade, until a whole neighborhood of free-roaming children became a thing people only remember. The next thing was every kid's first taste of real money, and a 9-year-old ran the whole operation alone. Before dawn, a child got on a bicycle in the dark, alone, and delivered the newspaper to 50 or 60 houses before school. This was a real job with real responsibility, and it was held by a kid, usually a boy, sometimes as young as 9 or 10. You folded the papers, you loaded the canvas bag, you learned every house on the route, and you threw the paper onto the porch from a moving bike. In the rain, in the snow, before the sun came up. And here's the part that would stop a modern parent cold. You also collected the money. Once a week, you knocked on all 60 doors by yourself after dark and collected the cash and made change out of your own pocket and kept the books. A 10-year-old was running accounts receivable for a small business. At its peak, hundreds of thousands of American children delivered the papers of this country. The route taught a kid responsibility, money, and grit before he was old enough for middle school. Child labor rules, liability, and the simple fact that fewer people take a paper ended the kid carrier. By the 1990s, the routes were mostly handed to adults in cars. The boy on the bike in the dark is gone. The next thing was something your mother handed you without a second thought, that a parent today would take straight to the doctor. A tall glass of sugary drink mixed from a packet, bright red or electric orange, and you drank it by the gallon on a hot day. Breakfast was cereal coated in so much sugar it turned the milk pink, and there was a toy in the box, and that was the whole reason you begged for it. A snack cake wrapped in cellophane that never seemed to go bad rounded out the day. Here is the thing nobody thought about. There were no warning labels at all. The nutrition facts panel that every parent reads today did not become law until 1990 and did not appear on the boxes until the middle of that decade. For the entire 1950s, there was simply no number on the side of the package for anyone to worry about. You ate what tasted good, ran it off outside all day, and the word snack carried no guilt whatsoever. The world did not ban the red sugar water. It just learned more and got more careful, and the carefree glass became something a modern parent quietly frets over. The taste is still out there. The innocence around it is gone. Before we go on, tell me in the comments, what was your drink? The red one? The orange one? The grape? I read every single one. You rode in the back of the station wagon, not the back seat, the very back, the cargo area, facing out the rear window, with no seat and no belt of any kind. On a long trip, the whole pile of kids lay back there like puppies, watching the road roll away behind you. In the front, the baby sat on your mother's lap. Nobody buckled anything. Dad had one hand on the wheel and one arm out the open window. And here is what makes people gasp now. This was not reckless parenting. It was every family in America. Seatbelts did not even become standard equipment in American cars until the mid-1960s, and the first law actually requiring you to wear one did not arrive until 1984. For 30 years, a whole nation of children rode completely unrestrained and thought nothing of it. This one truly did change by law, state by state through the 1980s, and the car seat that followed saved an enormous number of children's lives. Thank God it did. But lying in the way back, watching the highway unspool behind you, is a memory no kid will ever have again. The next thing every kid did on a Saturday cost a single dime, and it lasted all day. On Saturday morning, your mother gave you a dime and sent you to the movies, alone, and you were gone for hours. For that one thin dime, you got a cartoon, a newsreel, a serial adventure that ended on a cliffhanger to drag you back next week, and then the main feature. Sometimes two. The theater was packed with nothing but children, hundreds of them, with a single overwhelmed usher and his flashlight trying to keep order. Here is what is almost impossible to imagine today. Your parents dropped a small child at a downtown theater full of other unsupervised children and drove away for the entire afternoon. And this was not neglect. It was the most normal thing in the world. The matinee was the babysitter, and it cost a dime. Television emptied the seats first. Then, the price of a ticket climbed far past a dime, and the idea of leaving a child alone downtown all afternoon quietly became unthinkable. The dime matinee, and the freedom wrapped inside it, is gone. The next thing you traded, hoarded, and read under the covers by flashlight. For 10 cents, you got a comic book, and for a child in the 1950s, that was an entire universe. You read them, traded them, stacked them, and hid them, and you read them again by flashlight after you were supposed to be asleep. A good trade at the schoolyard was serious business. Kids ran their own little economy in superheroes and cowboys and space adventures, and everyone knew the going rate. And here is a strange, real piece of history. In 1954, comic books were put on trial in the United States Senate. Adults were genuinely convinced they were corrupting the youth of America, and the industry was forced to create its own strict code to survive. A 10-cent stack of paper was treated as a national threat. The comics survived, but the world around them changed. Television, then everything after it, pulled children's attention away from the newsstand spinner rack. The dime comic and the schoolyard trade that ran on it faded out. The last one is the thing everyone remembers most, the one that says childhood better than anything else on this list. Summer went on forever. Not a week at a camp with a schedule. The whole long, empty stretch of it, yours to fill however you wanted. You woke up with nothing planned and the entire day in front of you. You built forts out of scrap wood. You ran through the sprinkler. You rode your bike to the edge of what you were allowed, and then a little past it. You lay in the grass and watched clouds because there was genuinely nothing you had to do. Here is the whole secret of it. Nobody organized your fun. No scheduled activities, no screens to fill the quiet, no adult asking if you were bored. You were bored, gloriously, and boredom is where every good idea a child ever had came from. You invented your own summer out of thin air and an empty afternoon. The endless summer did not get taken away by any one thing. It got filled in. With schedules, with screens, with the sensible modern belief that a child's time should always be doing something. And so the long, empty golden summer, the one that felt like it would never end, quietly ended. But if you had one, you know exactly what it felt like, and no one can take that back. Gone all day until the streetlights came on. The 9-year-old alone on the paper route in the dark, the glass of red sugar water with no label on it, the whole pile of kids in the way back of the wagon, the dime that bought a whole Saturday at the movies, the stack of comics traded at the schoolyard, and the summer that went on forever. Every one of it, gone. Some changed by law, some priced away, some just quietly worried out of existence. None of it felt special at the time. It was just being a kid. It was Tuesday. It was every ordinary day you never thought to hold on to, because you had no idea it would ever end. We do not really miss the games, or the sugar, or the bikes. We miss the freedom, the trust, the feeling of a whole day that belonged entirely to us, and a whole neighborhood that had our backs. That kind of childhood does not come back, but it does not really leave either. It is still here, in a photograph, in a memory, in you. So tell me in the comments, which one of these did you do as a kid? Name it, and one thing you remember, not the thing itself, the way it felt. Subscribe, and we will keep looking back together, because there is a lot more of this country left to remember.